Shalom. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Barakatham. Yahweh Shema Alatham. Alatham Ba'Shem Yahushua to all the Akim and all the Akwafim out there. This is the Baltimore Sabbath Service. We're on June 17, 2023. We're going to go right into it. We've been talking about the story of David. And now we're going to be talking, I'm going through his story. We're in 2 Samuel, and we're going to go through 2 Samuel. Today we're going to start 2 Samuel 14, and we're going to read through verses 14 through 20. And so we're in 2 Samuel 14, and this is, I think we're starting to talk about with Absalom, I believe. Come. So we're in 2 Samuel 14, verse 14 through 20. 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 14 in the Hebrew. Kaya, Mawaf, Namawaf, Wakamyam, Hanagarium, Aratazahak, Ashar, La'ah, Ya'asatwa, La'ah, Yasha, Alahayim, Napash, Wakasha, Wakashabaf, Waf, Labalafia, Yadak, Mamanwa, Nadak. Verse 15. Wa Aitha, Ashar, Ba'atya, Ladabar, all, Hamalak, Adanya, Af, Hadabar, Hazak, Haya, Yara Anya, Ha'ain, Wafa Amar, Shapa Kafka, Ada Barak, Na'ah, all, Hamalak, Awalia, Ya'aisha, Hamalak, Af, Dabar, Amakwa, verse 16. Kaya, Yashamai, Hamalak, Lahatazayol, Af, Amafwa, Makat, Ha'ayash, Lahashamayad, Afya, Wa'af, Bunya, Yahad, Manakalaf, Alahayim, verse 17. Wafa Amar, Shapa Kafka, Yahaya, Na'ah, Dabar, Adanya, Hamalak, Lama Nawaka, Kaya, Kamalak, Ha'alahayim, Khan, Adanya, Hamalak, Lashamai, Hatawa, Waharai, Wayahaya, Alahayaka, Yahaya. So I can go. So I got it. Yah, Wayahawa, Alahayaka, Yahaya, Imak, verse 18. Wayain, Hamalak, Wayamar, all, Ha'asha, all, Na'ah, Fakahadya, Mamanya, Dabar, Ashar, Anakya, Sha'al, Athak, Wafa Amar, Ha'asha, Yadabar, Na'ah, Adanya, Hamalak, verse 19. Wayamar, Hamalak, Hayab, Yoab, Athak, Bakal, Za'af, Wafa Ain, Ha'asha, Wafa Amar, Chayab, Napashka, Adanya, Amalak, Ash, Lahamayan, Walahashamayal, Makal, Ashar, Dabar, Adanya, Hamalak, Ayah, Ibadka, Yawa'ab, Hawa'ab, Sasa Wanya, Wa'ab, Sham, Babiya, Shapa, Kafka, Call, Tabarium, Ha'Allah, verse 20. Lama I Bawar, Sabayah, Punya, Adavar, Aisha, Ibadka, Yawa'ab, Adavar, Azab, Adunya, Hakam, Kamath, Mala'ak, Ha'alahayim, Lada'if, Call, Ashar, Ba'arataza, and that's it. All right. Now we're going to be reading 2 Samuel 14 through 20 in the English. 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 14. For we must needs die and are as water spilt on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again. Neither doth the power respect any person, yet does he devise means that his banished be not expelled from him. Verse 15. Now therefore that I am come to speak of this thing unto my Lord, the king, it is because the people have made me afraid. And thy handmaid said, I will now speak unto the king. It may be that the king will perform the request of his handmaid. Verse 16. For the king will hear to deliver his handmaid out of the hand of the man that will destroy me and my son together out of the inheritance of the power. Verse 17. Then thy handmaid said, the word of my lord the king shall now be comfortable. For as the angel of the power, so is my lord the king to discern good and bad. Therefore, the Most High, thy power will be with thee. Verse 18. Then the king answered and said unto the woman, hide not from me, I pray thee, the thing that I shall ask thee. And the woman said, let my lord the king now speak. Verse 19. And the king said, is not the hand of Joab with thee in all this? And the woman answered and said, as thy soul liveth, my lord the king, none can turn to the right hand or to the left from all that my lord the king hath spoken. For thy servant Joab, he bade me, and put all these words in the mouth of thy handmaid. Shalom. Verse 20. To fetch about this form of speech hath thy servant Joab done this thing. And my Lord is wise, according to the wisdom of the angel of the power, to know all things that are in the earth. That's it. Now we're going to be reading 2 Samuel 14, 21 through 27 in the Hebrew.
I'm going to read this one. I need you to help this sister real quick. She got some food.
Come on, you want me to go ahead now?
Come. And I'll take this round.
Come.
This is
No, sir.
Now we're picking up here. We're in 2 Samuel, chapter 14, verse 21 in the Hebrew. We are Mar, Malak, Al, Yoab, Hana, La'ah, Aishayafia, Ath, Adabar, Azah, Walak, Ashab, Af, Anar, Af, Anashol, Wam, Salaki, Abba Shalom, William Paul, the Wa'ab, Al, Panayah, Arutazah, William Thakwa, Barak, Habalak, Amar, Yawab, Hayawam, Yedai, Abidak, Kaya, Wataza'afia, Han, it's like a Khan, Ba'ayanyaka, Adanya, Hamalak, Ashar, Aisha, Hamalak, Af, Debar, Ibadwa, Ibadak, 23, Yaquam, Yawab, Yawaba, Yalak, Gashawara, Yaba'a, Abishalom, Yawa, Shalom, 24, Yamar, Amalak, Isab, Av, Yahwa, Upanya, La'a, Yara, Wayasab, Abishalom, Av, Yahwa, Upanya, Amalak, La'a, Sub 25, Waka Absalom, La'a, Haya, Yash, the Pup, Bakal, Asha'ala, Lahalal, Ma'ad, Makak, Wagalwa, Wa'ai, Quadwa, La'a, Haya, Bawa, Mawam, Wabagalakwa, Ashwa, Wahaya, Makwataza, Yum, La Yum, Ashar, Lagalak, Kaya, Kabad, Alyawa, Wagalakwa, Washakwal, Sha'ar, Ashwa, Ma'athiam, Shaqualium, Ba'aban, Amalak, 27, Wayaladwa, La Abash, La Abashol, La Abashalom, Shalawasha, Manyam, Wabat, Achaf, Washama, Mamar, Haya'ah, Hayatha, Shah, Kaf, Mara'ah. That's it.
Reading that in English. All right, we're not going to be reading. We're going to be reading 2 Samuel 14, 21 through 27 in the English. 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 21 in the English. And the king said unto Joab, Behold now, I have done this thing. Go therefore, bring the young man Absalom again. Verse 22. And Joab fell to the ground and on his face and bowed himself and thanked the king. And Joab said, Today thy servant knoweth that I have found grace in the sight, my lord, O king, and that the king hath fulfilled the request of his servant. Verse 23. So Joab arose and went to Geshur and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. Verse 24. And the king said, let him turn to his own house, and let him not see my face. So Absalom returned to his own house and saw not the king's face. Verse 25. But in all Israel there was none to be so much praised as Absalom for his beauty. For the sole of his foot, even to the crown of his head, there was no blemish in him. Verse 26. And when he polled his head, for it was at every year's end that he polled it, because the hair was heavy on him. Therefore he polled it. He weighed the hair of his head at 200 shekels after the king's weight. Verse 27. And unto Absalom there were born 3 sons and 1 daughter, whose name was Tamar. She was a woman of fair countenance. That's it. And now we're going to be reading 2 Samuel 14, 28 through 33 in the Hebrew.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
2 Samuel 14, 28 through 33.
2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 28. Yeshab, Abishalom, Shalom, Shanathim, Yum, Wapanya, Amalak, La'ah, Ra'ah, Moninan, Yeshalak, Abishalom, Al, Yoab, Ashalak, Achwa, Al, Amalak, La'ah, Abba, Labawa'ah, Al Yawah, Yeshalak, Iwad, Shanayah, Bala'ah, Abba, Labawa'ah, 30, Yahamar, Al, Ibadiwa, Ra'awah, Kala Quaf, Abba, Al, Yadia, Walawa, Sham, Sha'ar, Yam, Lakwa or Lakwa?
I thought it was like 2.
Lakwa, Waha to Zafia, Waha to Yahwa, Ba'ash, Walitazaf, Wa, Ibadia, Abishalom, Ah, Achalak, Achala, hold on, Achala, Achala, Qua, Ba'ash, Pa, 31, we Quam, Yawa Abba, we Abba, Al, Abishalom, Abishatha, we Amar, Al Yawa, Lama, Hatazayahwa, Ibadak, Achalak, Achalakwa, Ashar, Raya, Ba'ash, 32, Yamar, Abishalom, Al, Yawa Abba, Hana, Shalakafia, Al-Yuka, Lamar, Ba'a, Hana, Washalaka, Athak, Al, Hanalak, Lamar, Ba'afia, Magashawar, Zawab, Laya, Aid, Anya, Sham, Waita, Awa'a, Hanya, Amalak, Wa'am, Sham, Laya, Aywan, Wahamatanya. I got more.
One more, sir.
33, Waya Ba'ab, Your Abba, Al, Amalak, Waya Gad, Lawa, Waya Korah, Al, Abashalom, Waya Ba'a, Al, Amalak, Waya Takwa, Lawa, Al, Apayawa, what was it, Apayawa?
Sure. You talking about Apple your what?
Come.
Come.
Apayawa, Arataza, Lapanya, Amalak, Waya Amalak, La'abasham, La'abashalom.
That's it. We're going to be
It's like Lord President.
we're now going to be reading 2 Samuel 14, 28 to 33 in the English. 2 Samuel chapter 14, verse 28 in the English. So Absalom dwelt 2 full years in Jerusalem and saw not the king's face. Verse 29. Therefore Absalom sent for Joab to have sent him to the king, but he would not come to him. And when he sent again the second, he would not come. Verse 30. Therefore he said unto his servants, see, Joab's field is near mine, and he hath barley there. Go and set it on fire. And Absalom's servant set the field on fire. Verse 31. Then Joab arose and came to Absalom unto his house and said unto him, wherefore hath thy servant set my field on fire? Verse 32. And Absalom answered Joab, behold, I sent unto thee, saying, come hither, that I may send thee to the king, to say, wherefore am I come from Jeshurun? And it have been good for me to have been there still. Now therefore let me see the king's face, and if there be any iniquity in me, let him kill me. Verse 33. So Joab came to the king and told him, and when he had called for Absalom, he came to the king and bowed himself on his face to the ground before the king. And the king kissed Absalom. That's it. Oh, real quick, I want to add, you can kind of start to see a little bit of Absalom's spirit starting to rise. You can kind of start to see that he has a rebellious type spirit. When he doesn't get his way, he does rebellious type things. You can start to see that even in the chapter when he couldn't see the king when he wanted to. All right, because this is the type of spirit you're going to start seeing when he rises up against his own father. All right. We're now reading 2 Samuel 15, verses 1 through 7 in the Hebrew. First, 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1. Where Yehiah, Karya, Khan, where Aish, Lawab, Abashalom, Marakabah, was Sayam, Yasasiam, Wahamashiam, Ayash, Retazayam, Lapanyawa, verse 2. Wahashakyam, Abashalom, Wa'aimad, Al, Yad, Darak, Ha'ishar, Yahaya, Call, Ha'ayash, Ashar, Yahaya, Lawab, Rayad, Lava, Wa'a, All, Hamalak, Lama Shapat, Wayakora, Abba Shalom, Oliyawa, Waya Amar, Ayah, Mazah, Ayar, Atha, Waya Amar, Ma'achad, Shabbatia, Yasha'ala, Ibadka, of verse 3. Waya Amar, Oliyawa, Abba Shalom, Ra'ah, Debarka, Tawabyum, Wanakakyum, Washamai, Ayan, Lakab, Ma'af, Hamalak, verse 4. Waya Amar, Abba Shalom, Maya, Yashamanya, Shapat, Ba'arataza, Wa'alia, Yabawa'a, Call, Ayash, Ashar, Yahaya, Lawa, Riyah, Wama Shapat, Waha Taza Dakwaf Yawa, verse 5. Wahaya, Wakwara, Ayash, Laha Shafatwa, Lawa, Washalak, Af, Yadwa, Waha Kazak, no, Waha Kazayak, Lawa, Wanashak, Lawa, verse 6. We Aish, Abba Shalom, Kadabar, Hazah, Lakal, Yasha'ala, Ashar, Yaba Awa, Lama Shapat, All, Hamalak, Waya Ganab, Abba Shalom, Af, Lab, Anashia, Yasha'ala, Wayahaya, Maquatazah. Oh, verse 7, sorry. Verse 7. Wayahaya, Maquatazah, Arabayim, Shana, Wayamar, Abba Shalom, All, Hamalak, Alaka, Na'ah, Shalom, Af, Nadaria, Ashar, Nadarafia, Layahaya, Baka Barawan. And that's it. All right. We're now going to be reading 2 Samuel 15. We're going to be reading verses 1 through 7 in the English. 2 Samuel 15, verses 1 through 7 in the English.
Oh, okay, I got it. In the English.
Come, cousin.
15:1.
15:1. Come, cousin.
And it came to 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 1, and it came to pass after this that, how you pronounce his name? Absalom prepared his chariots and horses and 50 men to run before him. And verse 2, Absalom rose up early and stood beside the way of the gate, and it was so that when any man that had a controversy came to the king for judgment, then Absalom called unto him and said, of what city art thou? And he said, the servant is one of the tribes of Israel. Verse 3, and Absalom said unto him, see, thy matters are good and right, but there is no man depute of the king to hear thee. For Absalom said, moreover, oh, that I were made judge in the land, that every man which hath any suit or case might come unto me, and I would do him justice. Verse 5. And it was so that when any man came nigh to him to do him, like, what's that?
Obeisance.
Obeisance.
Come.
What that means? So he put forth his hand and took him and kissed him. 6. And on this manner that Absalom to all Israel that came to the king for judgment. So Absalom stole the hearts of the men of Israel. Verse 7. And it came to pass after 40 years that Absalom said unto the king, I pray thee, let me go and pay my vow which I have vowed unto the Most High in Hebron.
If you notice here, Absalom is really self-appointing himself, pretty much. He's not really seeking the counsel of the wisdom of the elders. Absalom is really self-appointing himself. And this is, you'll see this out here even today, where people will self-appoint themselves to a position of authority, which was not sanctioned by the Most High.
Can you hand me that dictionary book before you continue, Slot?
Come, son.
You need to
Come.
continue.
And you'll see that today, where people that do not get any authority from the Most High will self-appoint themselves and will put themselves as a judge and set themselves up. They'll set themselves up as whatever nowadays, what do they call themselves now? I'm a self-appointed apostle. I'm a self-appointed comforter. I'm a self-appointed bishop. I'm a self-appointed, and this is the same spirit that Absalom had. Okay, and you notice because Absalom appearance, they said he was a man that had no blemish, and so people, think, and obviously he was a good speaker, and that's how a lot of people can get deceived. You'll have somebody that's a good speaker that has a portrayal that they're beautiful, and that the portrayal that they look good or they make themselves look good. You see these fake pastors. They put themselves in these nice suits and they drive these nice cars, and that attracts people. And they talk to people and they steal the hearts of the people through lies. This is the same spirit Absalom had. It's the same spirit you see nowadays. Okay? It's really much Absalom was having the same spirit that you see in the Christian church. The same spirit. Okay? You self-appoint yourself, you make yourself look good, you get the people to attract you, you steal the hearts of people, and you deceive the people. And what do? You really start turning the people's heart, making it seem like the men of the Lord are not doing what they're supposed to do. And that's what Absalom is going to start to do.
Slack, sir.
Come.
Hey, so what I'm picking up from this, right, is that the dude Absalom, he pretty much just stood in front of, because the king is his father, right?
Come.
So he stood in front of his father's place to do business with the Lord, right?
Come.
And was pretty much just blocking everybody to come in to see the king.
So pretty much when people had a matter, people would bring their matters to the king for judgment.
Come.
Or what people do, okay, if you a precept is Deuteronomy, where the king, remember when Moses was instructed to pick righteous judges, just like we have captains of 50, captains of 1,000, judges, and the king would do that. Well, what Absalom did is he set himself up in that place and was taking the matters in his own hand. And what he probably was doing, I'm not trying to look into, but he had men that was following him. So it's almost like he made his own group.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He made his own group, his own camp, per se. That's how you can really look at it. And he probably had his men make the judgment, which he did not get that order from the king. But he stood in the way because he was like, if I was made judge of the land, some people like, if I was in charge, things would go better. It's the same spirit.
I got a definition of obscene.
Or
obscene. All right, it's a movement of the body made in token of respect or submission. Bow. Like they was basically bowing to him, showing them respect. Or homage. There's a word explained here also. Let me see. Comes from the word obere, to obey. So, it's just you're going to come across words because you got to understand, if I could, just to elaborate. This is 1611 English. So it's a lot of terms. It's a lot of terms in here that ain't common today.
Sir.
So you're going to need a dictionary sometimes. That's why there's dictionaries on every table in each school.
Sir.
So that's all.
We're now going to be reading 2 Samuel 15, 8 through 14 in the Hebrew.
I'll take it. 18,
verse 15, verse 8,
15 and 8.
15 and 8, so go through 14.
Second Samuel chapter 15, verse 8. Kaya, Nadar, Ibadka,
Come, sir.
Bashabathia, Bagashawar, Baaram, Lamar, Yeshayab, Yeshayabanya, Yahweh, Yara, Yorash,
Come.
is it Yorash?
Jerusalem. Come, Jerusalem, sir.
Yerushalayim,
Come.
by Badathia, Yahweh, 9, Wayamar, Lawa, Hamalak, Lakah, Bashalom, Bashalom, Wayaquam, Wayalak, so Wayalaka, it's like Kabar, Wana, 10, Wayashalak, Abashalom, Maragolian, Bakal, Shabbatia, Yasha'ala, Lamar, Kashama'ain, Kashama'ai, Kashamai, Kam, Av, Kawal, Hashapar, Amartham, Malak,
Come, sir.
Abashalom, Bakhabarwan, 11, Wa'af, Abashalom, Halakwa, Ma'afim, Ayash, Ashlam, Ashlam, is that right?
Yeah, it's Jerusalem, so it's pretty much saying in Jerusalem. Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim.
The Ra and the was connected.
So like you said, the Ra and the what? Come, sir.
The what? Quora Ayam, Wahalakium, the Mum, Wala'a, the Daiwa, Call, the Bar, Wayashalak, Abashalom, Abashalom, Af, Achia, the Paul, Achayaf, Paul, Achayaf, or Achia.
Yes, a Paul. It's a Hippothel, so I'm not really sure how it's pronounced. Paul or Akayaf Paul.
Okay.
I'm not sure how to really pronounce it.
Achayaf, Paul.
It's a Hippothel name.
Hagayalanya, Yawa Aitaza, Yawad, Ma'ayar, Dawada, Ma'ayarwa, Magala, Mazabakwa, Ath, Hazabakyam, Wayahaya, Akwashar, Amataza, Waha'ain, Hawalak, Warab, Af, Abashalom, 13, Wayaba'a, Hamagayad, Al, Dawadah, Lamar, Ayahala, Ayash, Yasha'ala, Acharia, Abishalom, 14, Yamar, Dawadah, Akal, Ibadua, Ashar, Aqua, for your but I keep messing this up. For your Rashlam, for Mawa, for Wamwa, for Rock, for Ka, Kaya, La'a, Sahaya, Anawa, for Yata, Apanya, Shalom, Maharawa, Lalak, like Lalaka, Han, Mahar, Wahashaganwa, Wahadayak, Alayaniwa, Aiha, Wahaka, Ayara, Lakaya, Harab. Likewise.
We're now going to be reading 2 Samuel 15, verses 8 to 14 in the English. 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 8. For thy servant vowed a vow while I abode at Geshur in Syria, saying, if the Most High shall bring me again indeed to Jerusalem, then I will serve the Most High. Verse 9. And the king said unto him, go in peace. So he arose and went to Hebron. Verse 10. But Absalom sent spies toward all the tribes of Israel, saying, as soon as ye hear the sound of the trumpet, then ye shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron. And I want to make a comment right here too. This shows what a lot of people that self-appoint themselves, they'll send spies into the camps of the Most High, the camp of the Most High. They'll send spies there to spy them out. And why? Because they're trying to find ways to, go against or break against the people of the servants of the Most High. Okay? And they'll get very, what's the word I'm thinking? There's a word there. I can't,
Crafty.
Crafty. Come with the water, sir. They'll get really crafty in it. I mean, it's to say, you'll see the spirit out here. All right? Verse 11. And notice how he said that, then ye shall say, Absalom reigneth in Hebron. Self-appointed himself. Verse 11. And with Absalom went 200 men out of Jerusalem that were called. And there they went in their simplicity, and they knew not anything. Verse 12. But Absalom sent for Ahithophel, the Gilonite, David's counselor, from his city, even from Gilo, while he offered sacrifices. And the conspiracy was strong, for the people increased continuously with Absalom. And this, pretty much like sowing discord and sowing seeds of animosity against the man that the Most High had set up. All right, and you'll see the same spirit today. Okay, and actually, if you think about it, there's a precept with Yahushua talking about when the sower sowed the seeds, and then Satan and his angels came out and sowed seeds as well. Okay, it's like the same type of context. All right, verse 13. And there came a messenger to David, saying, the hearts of the men of Israel are with Absalom. Verse 14. And David said unto all his servants that were with him at Jerusalem, arise and let us flee, for we will not else escape from Absalom. Make speed to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring evil upon us, and smite the city with the edge of the sword. And that's it.
You can take it.
Come, sir. Now we're going to be reading 2 Samuel 15 through 21. We're going to be reading that in the Hebrew first.
It's like, can you grab me one of them juices about
Come.
like the water for the rum too?
Come. 2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 15 in the Hebrew. Wayamarwa, Ibadia, Hamalak, Al, Hamalak, Kakal, Ashar, Yabakar, Adunya, Hamalak, Hana, Ibadyaka, verse 16. Where you says Hamalak, Wakal, Bayafla, Baragoli, Yowa, where you Izab, Hamalak, Ishar, Nashium, Palagashium, Lashamar, Habayah, verse 17. Why you says Hamalak, Wakal, Ha'ain, Baragoliawa, where you Aimad, Yathawah, sir, Amadwa, Bayah, Hamarakak, verse 18. Wakal, Ibadyawa, Ibarium, Al, Yadwa, Wakal, Hakarathia, Wakal, Hapalathia, Wakal, Hagathium, Shash, Ma'awath, Ayash, Ashar, Ba'wa, Baragola, Magath, Ibarium, Al, Punya, Hamalak, verse 19. Verse 19. Waya Amar, Hamalak, Al, Afya, Hagath, Lama, Falak, Gum, Athar, Afnawa, Shawab, Washab, Ain, Hamalak, Kaya, Nakaria, Athar, Wagum, Gala, Athar, Lamakwa, Wamka, verse 20. From a wall, a cup, Wahai Yawam, and a Ike, Ainawa, Lalakas, Wa Anya, Hawalak, Ashar, Anya, Hawalak, Shawab, Wahashab, Akyaka, Aimak, Kasab, Math, verse 21. Where your Ain, Afya, Hamalak, where your Amar, Kaya, Yahweh, where you Kaya, Adunya, Hamalak, Kaya, Bama Kwam, Ashar, Yahaya, Sham, Adunya, Hamalak, Lama Waf, Lachai, Yayam, Kaya, Sham, Yahaya, Ibadka, and that's it. Now we're going to be reading 2 Samuel 15 through 21 in the English.
2 Samuel, chapter 15, verse 15.
Come, sir.
All right. And the king's servant said unto the king, Behold, thy servants are ready to do whatsoever my lord the king shall appoint. 16. And the king went forth, and all his household after him, and the king left 10 women which were concubines to keep the house. 17. And the king went forth, and all the people after him, and tarried in a place that was far off. 18. And all his servants passed on beside him, and all the Cherethites,
Come, sir.
and all the Pelethites, and all the Gittites, 600 men which came at them from Gath, passed on before the king. 19. Then said the king to Ittai the Gittites, Wherefore goest thou also with us? Return to thy place, and abide with the king, for thou art a stranger, and also an exile. 20. Whereas thou camest but yesterday, should I this day make thee go up and down with us? Seeing I go whither I may, return thou and take back thy brethren. Mercy and truth be with thee. And Ittai answered the king and said, "As the Most High liveth." You see, that was it.
Oh, no, it's like it was 120. You're right, sir.
That's a lot. And as my lord the king liveth, surely in what place my lord the king shall be, whether in death or life, even there also will thy servant be.
All right, we're now going to be reading, this is the last scripture round. We're going to be reading 2 Samuel 15, 20 through 22 through 28 in the Hebrew, then we will read it in the English. This is 2 Samuel 15, verse 22 in the Hebrew. Waya Amar, Dawada, Off, Afya, Lak, Wa Ibar, Waya Ibar, Afya, Hagasya, Wakal, Anashua, Wakal, Hatap, Ashar, Athwa, verse 23. Wakal, Ha'arataza, Bawakyum, Kwawal, Ganawal, Wakal, Ha'ain, Ibarium, Wahamalak, Ibar, Barakal, Quadarwan, Wakal, Ha'ain, Ibarium, Al, Punya, Darak, Af, Hamadabar, verse 24. Wahana, Gum, Tazawak, Wakal, Hala, Wa, Gum, Afla, Nasha Ayam, Af, Arawan, Barayat, Ha'alahayim, Waya Tazakwa, Af, Arawan, Ha'alahayim, Waya Al, Abayathar, Ide, Thumb, Call, Ha'ain, La'ibawar, Man, Ha'ayar, verse 25. Waya Amar, Hamalak, Latazadawak, Hashab, Af, Arawan, Ha'alahayim, Ha'ayar, Amataza'a, Khan, Ha'ayanya, Yahweh, Washabanya, Wahara'anya, Athwa, Af, Nawahawa, verse 26. Wa'am, Kaha, Ya'amar, La'a, Kapatazafia, Kapatazafia, Bak, Hananya, Ya'aisha, Laya, Ka'ashar, Tawa, Ba'ayanyawa, verse 27. Wa Ya'amar, Hamalak, all, Wak, Hakahan, Hara Wa'a, Atha, Shabbat, Ayar, Ba Shalom, Wa'a Ma'aitaza, Bunka, Waya Hawa Nathan, Bun, Aba Yathar, Shanya, Bunyakam, Afakam, verse 28, Ra'awa, Anakia, Mahama, Ba'ai, Rawas, Hama Dabar, Bawa'a, Dabar, Ma'ai Makam, Laha Gaya, Laya, and that's it. We're now going to be reading 2 Samuel 15, 22 through 28 in the English.
Bear with me 1 second. Go ahead again, Salak.
We're in 2 Samuel 15, verses 22 to 28 in the English.
16,
15, 2 Samuel 15,
15, and
22 to
22.
28.
2 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And David said to Attai, go and pass over. And Attai the Gittite passed over, and all his men and all the little ones that were with him. 23. And all the country wept with a loud voice, and all the people passed over. The king also himself passed over the brook Kidron, and all the people passed over toward the way of the wilderness. 24. And lo, Zadok also and all the Levites were with him, bearing the ark of the covenant of the Most High. And they set down the ark of the Most High, and Abiathar went up until all the people had done passing out of the city. 25. And the king said unto Zadok, carry back the ark of the Most High to the city, for thou shalt find favor in the eyes of the Most High, who will bring me again and shew me both it and his habitations. 26. But if he thus say, I have no delight in thee, behold, here am I. Let him do to me as seemeth good unto him. 27. The king said also unto Zadok the priest, art not thou a seer? Return into the city in peace, and your 2 sons with you. Ahimaaz, thy son, and Jonathan, the son of Abiathar. 28. See, I will tarry in the plain of the wilderness until there come word from you to certify me. 28.
Come. That's it.
Hey, Sly, sir, I got a question, if I could.
Come.
All right, so I might have missed it. The guy, Attaya, is that it?
Ittai, I think that's
Attai?
I think that's like
Attai?
it's
Come.
like-
Sly. Who was he? Was he just a person that worked with the king, or was he somebody else?
It says he's a Gittite, but I'm not sure exactly who. I'm not sure exactly what.
All right, so but a Gittite, that's not an Israelite. Or was he just named a Gittite because of his father? He was in the tribe of one of the tribes.
See, I'm not sure of the context of that, because some people are named because of the land that they were from, the area they were in, and some people were really heathens. But I do know that heathens were working for David. Like David had heathen servants, because that's how it's going to be when Yahweh shall returns. Them heathen nations are going to be building up our kingdom, just like we're building up. We build up the heathens, the white man. The heathen, the oppressors' kingdom. So I'll check with General Muhammad on that one. But I'm not sure who Attai is as far as his national background, if he was rather an Israelite or he was one of the heathen nations. But I do know when David was coming through and taking control of the lands, he was taking those heathen nations and he was making them slaves. And Solomon had the same thing. That's because that's going to happen again. So I'll double check with you on that. Any other questions?
Any questions online?
Sir.
Right. With that, Imani, just speak up here.
Maya Sha'ala.
Right.
Amayim. It's for everybody. We'll put your hakwadam. Well, that food will be there when you get back. Which means rise and face the east. Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa. Bashamayim. Wadash. Ayah. Shemka. Yahweh. Balakawka. Zak. Zaka. Ayah. Asha. Arataza. Kawa. Ayah. Shemayim. Ananawa. Come. Awam. Salaknawa. Wakinawa. Salaknawa. Say one. Ball. Shainawa. Ayan. Rai. Malakwa. Allah. Pa'ara.
Aman, in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. In earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day. Our daily bread. Forgive us our debts. As we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation. But deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom. And the power. And the glory. Forever. So be it.
Gotta cut the power in Hebrew. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Babu Kusha. Thundernawa. Hakak. Kau Makala. Kau Madawa. Natahar. Hamatazariah. Hakim. Arakawa. Tama'ala. Lagarashan. Hashem Yahushua. Water.
Aman, and in the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Please give us the power. Power to heal. All manner of sickness. And all manner of disease. Power to cleanse the leper. Power to raise the dead. Power against unclean spirits. Cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Bless Israel in Hebrew. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Barak Lanau. Yasha Allah. Wahabayah. Saparium. Barak. Magan. Hashem Yahushua. Water. Aman.
Aman. In the English, Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Bless us. And Israel. And the school. Bless. Heal. Shield. Protect. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
We got the blessing. Barakatah Yahweh. Wa Yahushua. Wa Mayaka Allah. Wa Alahayim. Tazab Ya'ah. Alawak Yahana. Ha Alawapium. Ha Saranium. Ha Quatazayanium. Ha Koyayalium. Waha Akwafian. Yahweh. Hashem Yahushua. Wada Aman.
In the English. Bless ye Yahweh. And Yahushua. And Michael. And the angels. Man General Yohana. The generals. Captain. Officers. Troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Aisha. Ayanya. Ahahariya. Ma'ayan. Yaba'a. Isaiah. Ma'ayin. Yahweh.
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamayam,
Shamayam,
Wa Arataza,
Wa Arataza,
Ayatan,
Ayatan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Galka,
Galka,
Al Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Ana,
Ana,
La'a,
La'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yashan,
Yashan,
Shawamar,
Shayamar,
Yasha Allah,
Yasha Allah,
Yahaw,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahaw,
Yahweh,
Zalka,
Zalka,
Alya,
Aliyah,
Yamyanka,
Yamyanka,
Wamam,
Yamam,
Hashamash,
Hashamash,
Ayakaka,
Ayaka,
Wayarak, Wala Yala,
Yala,
How,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Kara,
Kara,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Afna Paska,
Ashmashka,
How,
Yahweh,
Shamar,
Shamar,
Kaza Afka,
Azaka,
Wabawaka,
Wabawaka,
Aita,
Wata,
Aid,
Wa'ai,
Alam,
Alam.
Aman.
Aman, in the English. I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
I will lift up my eyes into the hills.
From whence cometh my help?
From whence comes my help?
My help cometh from your house,
My help coming from your house,
which made heaven and earth.
which made heaven and earth.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
You will not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee
He that keepeth thee
will not slumber.
will not slumber.
Behold,
Behold,
he that keepeth Israel
he that keepeth
shall
Israel
neither slumber nor sleep.
shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Yahweh is thy keeper.
Yahweh shall keep you.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
Yahweh is thy shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
The sun shall not smite thee by day,
nor the moon by night.
nor the moon by night.
Yahweh shall preserve thee
Yahweh shall preserve thee
from all evil.
from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy soul.
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
Yahweh shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in.
and thy coming in.
From this time forth,
From this time forth,
even forevermore.
even forevermore.
So be it.
So be it.
Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim.
Aldama Yalaka,
Amen. Yalaka.
Alta Karash,
Alpha Karash.
Alta Shakwat,
Alpha Shakwat.
Al,
Al.
Kaya Hana,
Kayahana.
Awayabyaka,
Awayabika.
Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan.
Umashanayaka,
Woman Shanayaka.
Lasha'awa,
Lasha'awa.
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash.
Al Ainuka,
Al Imaka.
Ira Yamwa,
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Ira Yamwa,
Ya'ira Yamwa.
Sawad,
Sawad.
Wayata Ya Tazawa,
Where you think your eye touch a wall,
Altazak for 1 year cup,
out the south of one you come,
Amarawa,
Amara,
Lakawa,
like a wall,
on a cock you them,
with a cocky them,
Mongolia,
Magoya,
Wala,
well, up,
is a car,
it's a car.
Shamyasha Allah,
Show me your shout.
Aywa,
I walk,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Wawa Tazawa,
the eye touch a wall,
La,
La,
Khadwa,
Yachadwa,
Ayuka,
Yaka,
Waraya,
Raya,
Karakwa,
Yakaratwa,
Aholia,
Horia,
Adawam,
Adawam,
what's my eye Aliyah,
Mashma'ai Aliyam,
Wawa Abba,
Wa'aba,
Agaria,
Wa'agaria,
Ball,
Ball,
I'm a one,
I'm a one,
I'm a lock,
I'm a lot,
Kalasha,
Alasha,
I'm Yeshabia,
I'm
Yeshabia,
because of war,
Cause of war,
Gum Asha war,
Ashur,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Amam,
Amam,
Hayawa,
Ayawa,
Zorawai,
Zawawat,
Banya Lawat,
Banya Lawat,
Salat,
Salat,
Aisha Laham,
Aisha,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaya Sara'a,
Kasayasa,
Kayabyan,
Kayabyan,
Manakor,
Manakal,
Wayashwan,
Kayashna,
Lashamadwa,
Shamadwa,
Ba'ayanda Ara,
La'ayanda, Arab,
Kayawa,
Ayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La Adama,
La'adama,
Sayatambwa,
Shayatama,
Adayabawa,
Lidayabwa,
Ka'ira,
Kayarab,
because of Abba,
because of Abba,
because of Ba,
because of Bak,
because of Zalmanai,
because of Zalmanai,
Kana Sayakamwa,
Kona Sayakama,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Marwa,
Nayurasha,
Rashad,
Anawa,
Nalawa,
La'af, La'awat,
La'awat,
Alahayo,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahayam,
Sayatambwa,
Shayatama,
Kagogala,
Gogola,
Kwash,
Kakwash,
Panyo Rakha,
Lapanya Raka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Ira, Ya'ira,
Ira,
Abba,
Kalahaba,
Salahat,
Salahat,
Hari,
Hari,
Khan,
Khan,
Aradakma,
Aradama,
Masa Iraka,
Iraka,
Baba Sawa Patka,
Pascha,
Baba Halam,
Halam,
Ala'a,
Mala'ah,
Ayaham,
Ayaham,
Kalawan,
Kulawan,
Baba Kwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shunka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayba Holwa,
Yababahoba,
Alya Ai,
Ai,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakapara,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Ayah,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shunka,
Shimka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Alyawan,
Ayawan,
Alka,
Alka,
Arataza,
Arataza,
Ama.
Aman, in English. Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace.
Hold not thy
And
peace.
be not still, O Yahweh.
And be not still, O Yahweh.
For lo,
Lo,
thy enemies make a tumult.
thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee.
And they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They have taken crafty counsel
Against thy people.
against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden.
And consulted against thy hidden.
They have said.
They have said,
Come, let us cut them off.
let us cut them
For
off
being a nation.
from being a nation.
The name of Israel.
Let the name of
May
Israel
be no more remembered.
be no more remembered.
They have consulted together.
They have consulted together.
With one consent.
One consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee.
are confederate against thee.
The tabernacles of Edom.
The tabernacles of Edom
And the Israelites.
and the Ishmaelites.
Moab.
Moab
The Hagarenes.
and Hagarenes.
Moab.
Og,
Ammon.
Ammon,
Amalek.
Amalek,
Philistines.
the Philistines,
The inhabitants of Tyre.
the inhabitants of Tyre.
Asher's also joined with them.
Ashur is also joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah.
Salah.
Who unto them?
Who unto them?
As unto the Midianites.
As unto the Midianites.
Sarah.
As unto Sarah.
As future Ben.
As unto Ben.
Broke the Saul.
Broke the Saul.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished in
They
Endor.
became as dung for the earth.
They became dung for the earth.
Make their nose like a rat.
Make their nose like a rat.
And like that.
And like said,
Yea.
yea,
All the princes.
all their princes.
And Sabah.
And Zabah.
And Zalmunna.
And Zalmunna.
Who said.
Who said,
Let us take to ourselves.
let us take to ourselves
The houses of Yahweh in possession.
the houses of Yahweh in possession.
Oh my power.
Oh my power.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As the stubble for the wind.
It's like the stubble of the wind.
As the fire burns the wood.
As the fire burns the wood.
And as the flames set the mountains on fire.
As the flames set the mountains on fire.
So persecute them.
To persecute them.
With thy tempest.
With thy
And
tempest.
make them afraid.
And make them afraid.
With thy storm.
With thy storm.
Fill their faces with
Fill
shame.
their faces with shame.
That they may seek thy name.
They may seek thy name.
Oh Yahweh.
Oh Yahweh.
Let them be confounded.
Let them be confounded.
And troubled forever.
And troubled forever.
Yea.
Yea.
Let them be put to shame.
Let them be put to shame.
And perish.
And perish.
That men may know.
That men may know
That thou.
that thou,
Stand below.
the name alone,
Is Yahweh.
is Yahweh,
Of the Most High.
of the Most High,
Over all the earth.
of all the earth.
So be it.
So be it.
These are the curses. Blessed be Yahweh.
Blessed be Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth.
King of heaven and earth,
And all things living.
and all things living.
Yahweh.
Yahweh,
In the name of Yahweh
in
Shai.
the name of Yahweh Shah.
Listen to us now.
Listen to us now,
Right now.
right now.
To evils and curses.
To evils and curses,
Punishment and destruction.
punishment and
To
destruction
the heathen.
to the heathen
That speak against
that
us.
speak against us,
Thy prophets.
thy prophets,
The teachers.
the teachers,
The princes.
the princes,
The priests.
the priests,
The Israelite brothers.
the Israelite brothers,
And the school.
and the schools,
Send evils and curses.
send evils and
And
curses,
punishment and destruction.
and punishment and destruction
To the heathen.
to the heathen,
And shake loose the treasure.
and shake loose the
Of
treasures
the rich of Israel.
of the rich of Israel,
That refuse to give to the
and
school.
refuse to give to the school,
Force their riches.
force their riches,
Enter to thy
to
sanctuary.
enter into thy
Send
sanctuary,
evils and curses.
send evils and curses,
Punishment and destruction.
and punishment and
To
destruction
the Edomites.
to the
And
Edomites
the nation.
and the nations
And their drug
and
dealers.
their drug
The
dealers,
court system.
court system,
Prison system.
prison system,
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood,
All the governments of our enemies.
all the governments of our enemies,
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies,
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church,
Pope.
Pope,
Islam.
Islam,
Christianity.
Christianity,
Egyptology.
Egyptology,
Militia.
militia,
Ku Klux
Ku
Klan.
Klux Klan,
Aryan Nation.
Aryan nations,
Skinheads.
skinheads,
Posh Comitatus.
Posse Comitatus,
Gay movement.
the gay
The
movement,
gay movement.
the gay movement,
Lesbian movement.
the lesbian movement,
Lesbian movement.
the lesbian movement,
Spies.
spies,
Workers of witchcraft.
workers of witchcraft,
National Space Program.
National Space Program,
Army.
Army,
Navy.
Navy,
Air Force.
Air Force,
Marine.
Marines,
Wall Street.
Wall Street,
Open up the internet.
open up the internet
And the airway.
and the airways,
Cable access channel.
cable access channel,
And the radio channel.
and the radio channel.
Convict the spirit.
Pick the spirit
Any of thy people.
of many of thy people
That seek to stop
that
us.
seek to stop us
Bring swift destruction.
and bring swift destruction
All the heathen.
to all the
That
heathens
stand in the way.
to stand in the way,
Or try to stop us.
try to stop
From
us
broadcasting your word.
from broadcasting your word
Throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues.
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 Cause them to go to and fro.
Cause them to go to and fro
Through the earth.
through the earth
And consume them.
and consume
Let
them.
the plague.
Let the
Take
plague
the house of the thief.
take the house of the thief
And the murder.
and the murder.
Let Yahweh shine.
Let Yahweh shine.
Michael and Gabriel.
Michael and Gabriel
Come down with the flying saucer.
come down with flying saucers
Punish all the heathen.
and punish all the
That
heathen
come up against us.
come up against
As
us
we speak thy word.
as we speak thy word.
Cause it be known.
Cause it to be known
But all.
all
That it is the angel.
the
That
angels
has done it.
that have done it.
Cause it to be spread.
Cause it to be spread
Through the media.
through the media
Throughout the whole
throughout
world.
the whole world.
Cause it to shake as I come.
Of the shaking that
In
coming.
the name of Yahweh shine.
In the name of Yahweh Shai.
Thank you always.
Thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar, which means to turn. Sister Yeshua. men of Israel, gird up thy loins and prepare to salute the Torah.
How about Shimmy Al-Shah yeah.
How about Shimmy Al-Shah yeah. How about Shimmy Al-Shah yeah. This concludes the service.
Men of Israel, we're going to give one person to salute to the teacher. Men of Israel, Mike Shabbat, Imani, Barak.
How about Shimmy Al-Shah Barakatah?
How about Shimmy Al-Shah
And the top, it's all stern. Sister Imani, which we stand, we're going to give one person to salute to the sister. Men of Israel, Mike Shabbat, Imani, Barak.
How about Shema Al-Thum by Shimmy Al-Shah?
Now you're top. Class dismissed.
Was it? The Watterses.